Wordier Than Thou, a nonprofit literary arts organization, is hosting its first Eat Our Words event at the Ale and Witch in St. Pete this Saturday. And about a dozen authors have created dishes inspired by their books that they're going to be sharing. And leading the fun today is Tiffany Rosano. Welcome back, Tiffany. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Well, I would say you're doing well. This is kind of an exciting time. You officially got your nonprofit.
Yeah, we've been around for 5 years now, and I just sort of decided, hey, fill out the paperwork and, just take what we do it to the next level, which is, supporting local authors in the Tampa Bay area, throughout Florida, really, and encouraging people to support those authors.
And a good way to encourage people supporting the authors and supporting books, give people food. And that's what you were able to do with this event, right, Tiffany?
Food and beer at the Ale and the Witch. So I think our whole way of doing this is that we try to encourage people who wouldn't typically go out to a literary event by making it fun, by turning it into a night out, an evening out, entertainment, really, and trying to find unique ideas that draw people out who wouldn't normally go to a reading.
I like this, and I like the title, Eat Our Words. Perfect event. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to introduce you to some authors now, and the dishes and the samples that you'll be able to get if you attend the event. So first up, Kathy Celeste Ray. Did I do that right?
You did it very well. I'm great. How are you?
Well, I'm distracted. We've got all sorts of tropical fun. Let's first talk about your book and how it inspired the dish that I'm looking at that I believe looks a little key lime-esque, right?
Little key limey. So my book is Backroads to Paradise, and in 2011, actually, the book was published very recently, but in 2011, I retraced the 1939 Works Progress Administration driving tours of Florida and spent about a month in a camper and took a 5,000-mile road trip all over Florida from Pensacola to Key West.
Nice.
Yes.
Hence the Key West.
Key lime pie. But there's another side to this. 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with celiac, so I can't eat the crust anymore. And I write at Creative Loafing, I write a column called Because Gluten. So my next column is crustless key lime pie with almond flavored whipped cream.
So there you go.
So it's, yeah.
If you're trying to avoid gluten, you're still taken care of at the Eat Our Words event. Now moving on from Kathy, now we've got Deborah Fretham. Deborah, what did you make for us? Because people are quite excited. Looks simple, but I know it packs a lot of punch.
It is very simple. It's cucumber sandwiches. This is the American style. Original English cucumber sandwiches were just butter and cucumber, but this has a cream cheese base, which also has some mayonnaise and some onion powder and garlic powder, just a dash of Worcestershire sauce.
And why is this dish the one that you wanted to share because of your book?
Well, Wordier Than Thou is more than just the written word, and although I've written these 3 books about the ghost stories of the local area, I also do a lot of spoken word, and I do a lot of storytelling. One of the characters I talk about is a Victorian-era madam from St. Paul, Minnesota, and I just envisioned her serving cucumber sandwiches at her brothel.
I like that. I like that envision, making it into a reality. Deborah, thank you so much. And finally, which a lot of people have been buzzing about, because this dish involves bacon, I'm talking with Olivia Norum. Olivia, how are you?
Wonderful. Thank you for having us.
So, yeah, bacon, chocolate. What is this dish and why does it coincide with your book?
Yeah, we have a whole bunch of things going on. Basically, his Viking bride is a little bit of complication. So we did something called romancing the fruit. And it's bread pudding, blueberry bread pudding, I might add. Tons of sugar. There's nothing in here that's healthy for you. Vikings were a little violet and stuff like that. So we garnished it with a chocolate-covered bacon, and if that isn't enough, then
I knew I smelled some chocolate being warmed up at some point in our studio here.
Actually, this is a whiskey butter sauce.
Oh, even better.
Okay, because what we did was, this was inspired by the characters who are a little sweet, a little salty, and have a whole lot of spirit.
I love this. Again, this is just a few of the authors that are going to be at this event, because Tiffany says that there were a ton of authors that want to be involved. So if you want to get your hands on some of the samples and try this event for yourself, Eat Our Words, Saturday from 3 to 6. Again, that's at the Ale and the Witch, St. Petersburg. $20 includes sampling and a beer. And Tiffany tells me that samples could be limited, so it's best to get your wristband early. Go ahead and visit their Facebook page, Wordier Than Thou. Thank you again for joining us.